Is there a reason you're trying to kill me?
I talked to Todd about the painting.
Yeah.
Yes. And he didn't know anything about it, so I thought maybe you should look at it again.
I don't know what else I can tell you.
Well, maybe something will jump out at you. You know, like you found the 2003 the last time.
It's a nice painting. Good use of light. But there's nothing that... Well...
What is it?
Let's see if Auntie Aubrey can tell which one of our new nephews is which. I guess that shouldn't be too hard. Comes a baby boy McBain and baby boy Lovett. God, they are gorgeous, aren't they? Bobs?
What?
What's up? You all right?
Yeah.
Well, you're not still thinking about what happened between you and Kelly at the gym.
How do you know who I am?
Well, Cal, Aubrey told me all about you. She said there's this little firecracker who is hotter than any of these steam rooms and hell-bent on getting in between her and Joey. So I knew it was you when you first said my name. I mean, you did put air quotes around Wentworth.
That's because I don't believe you're Aubrey's brother. I think you're her lover.
Thanks for saddling Cobalt.
Paul, I'm taking care of everything.
Hey, cowboy.
What do you want?
Believe it or not, I'm here to warn you.
About what?
Trouble. With a capital T, and that rhymes with D, and that stands for Dorian.
Echo di Savoy. I'm going to get the truth out of you yet. Clint is Rex's father, not Charlie Banks. But how do I prove it?
Hey, any news about Nate's hearing today? Was he sentenced?
No. Nate recanted his confession.
What?
I don't know all the details yet, but that's what I heard.
Oh, that's great.
What? It's not over yet. It's all still up in the air.
But they have to let him go, right? I mean, all you have to do is take one look at Nate to know that he could never kill anybody. Did he say why he lied in the first place?
Yeah. He was covering for our mother.
Wait. What do you mean nothing happened? You mean you didn't kill Eddie Ford?
I'm trying to tell you that I didn't sleep with your husband. We never had sex.
You lied about that night? Made me believe that we had sex and we didn't?
Yes.
Nate was covering for your mom?
I guess he thinks she did it.
Do you?
I don't know what to think. I mean, I don't really know her that well. She took off when I was just a kid. But we're talking about a woman who left two little boys to fend for themselves against an abusive father, so who knows what else she's capable of.
I'm so sorry. I couldn't say anything because I assumed that Nate was guilty of killing Eddie. But now that he's recanted on his confession and I know that he's innocent, now I just tell you the truth. Bo, you were right. I did drug you. I ground up a pill and I put it in your beer.
Wait. Somebody tell me what the hell's going on here, okay? You said something about a prescription?
I told Balsam what happened that night with Inez. And he got me thinking that maybe she slipped me something, so he did some checking on his own, and he found out that Marty Saybrook wrote Inez a prescription for a tranquilizer.
You drugged my husband and then made him believe that he slept with you?
Yes. He was with me that night. He was upset about the texts he thought you were sending.
That Eddie, your ex-husband, was sending to him on my phone while he kidnapped me.
And after the drug hit Bo, we kissed. But it wasn't me he was seeing you. He was talking to you. He was apologizing to you about throwing Sam Rappaport in your face. He told you he loved you. And when he noticed it was not you, he pushed me away. Bo didn't cheat on you. He could never do that. We never slept together. Bo loves you too much for that.
Oh, Dorian, I didn't realize you were in here.
Something wrong?
So that's where I know this girl from.
What girl?
Aubrey? Aubrey, what's her name?
What happened is that Kelly was being vicious, going on and on about how I'm no good for you.
I'm sorry about that, all right? I know it got you, but just try and let it go. You know how I feel about you.
Care to remind me?
I wish. Okay, but I cannot endanger these impressionable young minds.
Oh, yeah, I know. Just seemed like the perfect way to make me forget about your ex.
Well, your brother did have a lot to say about her.
Cutter talked to you about Kelly?
He called Kelly my crazy, jealous, jilted ex.
I'm sorry. I know that Kelly means the world to you. I was just venting. Cutter should not have said something.
No, it's okay. No, your brother was just looking out for you.
He gets a little, overprotective sometimes.
Aubrey, what's really going on between you and Cutter?
Well, before you go around making crazy accusations, I think to save you some embarrassment, you need to know the facts.
Which are what?
Aubrey and I are brother and sister. Exactly. You don't believe me, you can look it up.
Well, I already did.
And?
Your story checks out.
But you still think that we're lovers?
Well, you know, I don't know what you're up to, but you're gonna have to watch your step. Because I'm gonna catch you in a lie one of these days.
Please. You're the fantasist.
Excuse me?
You're the liar.
Aubrey who?
Joe's fiancée.
Oh, what about her?
There's a picture of her here in this magazine. I thought she looked familiar. Honey, you're not going to want to hear this, but I saw this girl last month at the Palace, and she and Ford were all over each other.
So the next thing I know, there's Dorian sitting in the back of my AA meeting, dressed in this ridiculous disguise, hoping that she's going to hear me confess that Charlie's not Rex's father, but you are.
But you kept your mouth shut because I could send your son to prison if you talk.
He's your son too, Clint, and he's a good man.
He's a swindler. He's a gold digger like his mother. He's gonna try and bring this family down.
No, you're wrong.
About you or Rex?
Rex and your grandson are wonderful people. But you know what? Your loss is Charlie's gain. Because Charlie adores Rex and Shane, and they think the world of him too.
Well, good. Charlie needed a son, I gave him one.
And once Dorian finds out that you somehow managed to fake that DNA test, and when Charlie finds out that I've been lying to him about Rex, it's gonna kill him. Rex can survive the truth, but Charlie can't.
Well, then you better make sure that Dorian never finds out.
Well, you know what? Dorian's not the problem, Clint. I am.
Why?
Because I can't look Charlie in the eye anymore and not feel guilty about lying to him.
Oh, God, you'll get over it.
Clint, don't you ever feel guilty about anything that you're doing?
I believe her. I think she's telling the truth.
I do too.
This just might not be 8H.
What is it?
This right here.
What's a stamp?
It's a watermark. And this isn't your run-of-the-mill, mass-produced canvas.
Well, how did that guy get it?
The only way he can get it, by the artisan who made it.
Okay, well, there's a lead, so now all we have to do is...
Find him.
You really believe I didn't sleep with her?
I really do. Arrest her, Bo.
Guilt is just a waste of time. It's for people who want to wallow in the past.
Really? I thought guilt was about having a conscience.
Well, if feeling guilty could stop people from doing the wrong thing, we'd all be better off. But people do what they want to do, and then they say they feel bad about it, and then they moan and they groan and they cry about it. But what good does all of that do?
So are you saying you do feel guilty?
You told me about Dorian, so you're finished here. You can go now.
I can't, Clint. Not until I find out what the hell happened to that Clint Buchanan I knew all those years ago. He was a tough man, but he knew right from wrong. And he was loyal. Loyal to his family, to his kids, to Vicky. I had to pull out every trick in the book to get you to sleep with me.
She got Eddie to kidnap me, and then she shot him to shut him up.
No, I did not kill Eddie. I had nothing to do with your kidnapping.
Oh, you expect me to believe that?
Inez, why did you drug me? Was it really just to get me into bed?
She needed an alibi for Eddie's murder.
No, you have to believe me. Nora, you were right. I was attracted to Bo, but that is not the reason I tried to get you to sleep with me.
Well, then why'd you do it?
I had to.
You had to.
I had no choice.
Oh, someone was forcing you?
Yes!
Really? Who, Eddie?
No, not Eddie.
Then who? Who would want to do that?
Back then, you vowed never to be like your father. Well, look at you now.
I've grown since then. People don't say the same decade after decade. Today, I know more about how the world really works. And now that I know that, I no longer consider it an insult to be like Asa. Far from it.
You have another side, Clint. A better one. Like Bo. Where did that go?
Who are you to talk? You lured me away from Vicky. You framed me for murder. You abandoned your son, my son. Who knows, if I had been able to raise him, things might be a little different right now. But no, you left him at the hospital. So who the hell are you to judge me?
Dorian did see me with Aubrey, but we definitely weren't all over each other. That's crazy. She was waiting for Joe. She told me how happy she was, and I told her all about you, Langston.
And how do you know each other?
It's some history. You really don't need to hear about this right now.
Maybe she doesn't. I do.
What's going on between Cutter and me? He's just, he's my brother.
Look, no, I know. So that he said he was the black sheep of the family. And when I told him that my uncle's police commissioner, he got a little nervous.
Making up stories about you and Joey's brother or me and my sister, it's not gonna make Joey come back to you. If he really wanted to be with you, he'd be with you. You can't accept that, and you know what? That makes you pathetic.
Cutter's harmless. I mean, he screws up sometimes, but that's normal, I guess. It's just that in my family, they treated you like the plague if you spilled milk or broke a dish. So my parents pretty much kept Cutter and me apart. They didn't want him to infect me, so I got sent off to school in Paris, and he went to Switzerland. I don't even really know him well at all anymore.
I'm sorry.
It is what it is.
Having your brother show up and basically not even knowing that he exists, made me realize something.
What?
that I still don't really know that much about you.
Click on that.
I already clicked on it.
Well, what's taking so long?
You give it a minute, it takes a little bit to get there.
To get where? Where the heck was this canvas made?
Paris.
You don't need to waste your time pining after Joey Buchanan.
Thank you for your concern.
What's so great about the guy anyways? You can have any man you wanted.
First I'm pathetic, now I'm irresistible.
You're hot, Kelly. You're really hot. You make that towel look hot. There's gotta be a ton of guys that are way better than Joey. Just falling all over themselves to be with you.
Are they?
There should be.
How can you say you don't know me? Weren't you the one who said we were like soulmates, even after just one night together? Before we had sex?
Yeah.
Didn't we connect like crazy? Wasn't it intense?
A few years back, I went to the Venice Film Festival on somebody else's dime. I'm not proud of it. Anyway, I made myself out to be a hotshot filmmaker with a 3-picture deal at one of the major studios.
Which, of course, you weren't.
No. Anyway, Aubrey honed in on me.
And another one bites the dust.
Actually, Langston, it wasn't like that.
How was it?
Well, Aubrey made me feel like we were made for each other, that somehow fate had thrown us together.
You made me feel like I knew you. I mean, I knew you played soccer in high school.
Football.
Football. That you loved horses, that you studied art of the Sorbonne. I mean, but really, as deep as our connection was, I don't know, I still don't know what you want. I mean, what are your hopes? What are your dreams? What are you afraid of?
Things that go bump in the night.
Obs.
I know. It's just that I'm very easy to please, Joey. I just want you.
I know. What do you want our life together to be like?
It doesn't matter, as long as we're together.
Come on, this is an important question. Yeah, we're getting married and I don't even know if we want to have kids.
Funny thing is, even though I felt like we were destined to be together, I didn't know Aubrey at all. She just kind of said things that I wanted to hear, played along with me. You know what I mean?
So, what happened?
Yes, how far did things go with this girl?
Not very far at all. Actually, something really strange happened.
You're right, Clint. I have made a boatload of mistakes.
Mistakes. That's what you call abandoning your son?
And I've hated myself for leaving Rex behind his whole life. But I was helpless to do anything about it. So instead I drank and I partied. And all these years later, nothing's changed. And I am still lying. Only this time I'm lying to Charlie. And I still can't seem to get anything right. Even though I have this second chance with my son and I have this wonderful grandson, but I'm still hitting the bottle to take the edge off my guilt. And I'm using my drinking to get closer to Charlie. A married man. Married to Vicky. Does that sound familiar? I'm going to AA meetings with him. I'm asking him to keep me company when I feel like I want to drink, and why? He's supposed to be my friend.
But he's not.
I'm falling for him. I'm falling for a married man again. I'm ruining Charlie's marriage, and I'm hurting Vicky, and I hate myself for it every minute of every day. Clint, I look at myself in the mirror, and I hated myself those years ago. I hated myself. I couldn't stand the person I was looking back at. So you don't have to tell me who I am. Because I already know. But I know you too. And I know that you suffered. You suffered for the wrong you did to Vicky back then. And I know that you probably looked in the mirror too and didn't like what you saw. You probably can't look yourself in the eye either, but tell me one thing. Do you ever feel that way anymore?
No one was forcing you, Inez. No one was forcing you. This is all just smoke and mirrors to keep your ass out of jail for Eddie's murder.
No, Nora, that's not true.
Oh, really? I think it is true. You wanted to sleep with Bo so badly. You wanted to break up our marriage and have him all for yourself. So you had Eddie kidnap me to make that happen.
No, you have to believe me.
No, why should I? I know Eddie was working with someone. It had to be you. And when Rex came and rescued me from Eddie, you panicked. So you shot him. End of story.
It sounds about right to me. Nobody was forcing you to sleep with me.
But someone was.
Who?
Clint! Clint is the one that wanted me to sleep with you, Bo.
I don't know, Echo. Pa died, and everything just went to hell for me.
What happened, Clint? What turned you so bitter? Was it a lot of little disappointments or one big one?
My brother wanted you to sleep with me.
Yes.
You two were dating.
And he did me a lot of favors. He got Bobby his job back at LU after he was unfairly accused of sexual misconduct. He got James a grant so he could take classes at LU.
And he did all those favors for you, so
that I would have to pay him back by sleeping with Bo.
You really expect us to believe that Clint would do something like this?
Clint is still so angry with you, both of you. He wanted to wreck your marriage, to get back at you for falling in love when he and Nora were still married.
The disappointment is irrelevant. I'm doing what needs to be done right now.
Picking up the gauntlet? Or the hat your father left behind when he died?
You know something, when Bo and I were kids, we would fight over who would get this and put it on. And be Pa for just a little while. Well, I was bigger, stronger, I knew how to fight dirty, so I almost always won.
Almost always?
Yeah, Bo got the better of me sometimes, but that only made me fight harder the next time. And I beat him. I got to be Pa.
Well, it's all yours now, isn't it? So what are you gonna do? Grab your shotgun and march over to Dorian's like your father would have done?
Do you know what I find strange? That Aubrey would go from you to Joe. The two of you couldn't be more different.
I can't tell you why. All I know is that I thought Aubrey and I had such an intense connection that I decided I needed to come clean with her. So I told her I wasn't the next big thing, I wasn't who I said I was, and I didn't have a dime to my name. I was just a struggling filmmaker. She dropped me so fast. I didn't know what hit me.
What about you? You want kids?
I could take all those babies in their home with me. I mean, I want a house full. I want a big, crazy home with lots of kids running around underfoot, laughing and climbing over everything, making a mess. I want to grill outside and when we'll all be playing soccer, football, or building a treehouse.
That is quite a picture.
Aubrey, we can have that with our kids. You know, we can make this amazing team. What's wrong?
Ouch. Hot and hot-tempered. I like it.
Was that supposed to convince me that you're not sleeping with Aubrey? Huh?
Just letting you know that Joey isn't the only fish in the sea.
Go to hell.
I'll be staying at the palace if you want to follow up or...
Yeah, I won't be.
Fair enough. I just think you should stop looking at my sister and maybe start taking a good hard look at me.
You were willing to do whatever Clint asked you to do because he had done Some favors for your sons?
No, because he threatened my sons. He kept saying he could make their lives very difficult. And then he hired that expensive lawyer for Eddie after he was taken in for hitting James.
Clint did that?
Yes.
I did wonder how Eddie could possibly have found the money to pay for that hotshot lawyer.
Clint made it so that Eddie could keep going after my sons. And you saw what Eddie was like. He wasn't going to stop until one of them was seriously hurt or worse, and I was completely desperate, and Clint knew that. He said he could get rid of Eddie if I slept with Bo.
God, this is sick.
But it's true, all of it's true, I swear it. He wanted me to get you in bed so that he could destroy your marriage the way you destroyed his.
And you agreed to go along with this?
No. Not at first. I told him that I wouldn't do it. I told him that you wouldn't do it, that you would never cheat on Nora.
And what did Clint say to that?
He said that Nora wasn't going to be a problem.
I'm not worried about Dorian because I know that you're going to do everything you need to do to keep her from finding out about Rex.
I don't know if I can.
Echo, I'm on to you. You feel guilty and you feel bad, but you're no more willing to tell the truth about Rex than I am, because you have as much to lose as I do.
Clint told you that Nora would not be a problem.
He meant because of Eddie. He got Eddie to kidnap you and send those texts.
Eddie seemed to know a lot of details about our argument.
Yeah, but he could have gotten that from Inez. You did tell her we argued.
Yeah, but what I said about Sam, that, I said to Clint.
You did?
Yeah. It was right before all these texts started rolling in. I can't believe Clint would do something like this.
I saw him earlier. I did get this feeling.
What kind of feeling?
Like he was happy that Inez might have split us up for good. Wasn't he the one that told you to lie about the affair? Like he was making sure I would find out in the worst possible way?
Yeah. When I think about it, when you asked me to leave, I stayed with Clint. He made a few comments.
Like, what did he say?
It's more like his tone. It's like he was really feeling guilty. And I asked him about that. And then he got a phone call.
So what are we saying here, Bill? Well, could Clint really have coerced Inez into sleeping with you? Could he have gotten Eddie to kidnap me? Or is Inez just making this all up to save her own skin?
He threatened us with a shotgun.
He was upset he wasn't going to kill us.
Well, maybe he decided to try to kill our marriage instead.
I have no way to prove this, but I swear this was all Clint's doing. Please tell me you believe me.
Inez Salinger, you're under arrest.
Bo, don't do this, please. I didn't kill Eddie. I had nothing to do with Nora's kidnapping.
But you just confessed that you drugged me. So I'm taking you in for that. Until I can learn more. Coleman will take her to processing.
Where are you going?
There's something I need to do.
Okay, well, we don't know for sure that Clint was involved in any of this. The only thing that we do know is that you didn't sleep with Inez.
We gonna be okay, Red?
Oh my God. Please don't do anything that you'll regret, okay? And don't get hurt.
You want Charlie all to yourself, and the only way that you will get him is to keep this a secret.
Is that so?
Mm-hmm. And I'm sure that you can take care of Dorian. Besides, I've got all the problems I can handle.
You know you don't have to wear that hat. You can hang it back on that hook. You can turn around and walk away. And go back to being the man I used to know.
So this girl who you thought was your soulmate dumped you when she found out you didn't have any money. She couldn't take you for all you're worth because you're worthless.
Dorian.
I don't know. Langston, things never got very far between me and Aubrey, okay? And she's definitely not an issue now.
So when Dorian saw you guys together at the palace...
It was the first time I'd seen her since Venice.
And?
Things were friendly enough, but there's definitely nothing there. And I hope your mother's not trying to imply that there was, because there's only one girl that I want, and that's you.
How touching.
Dorian, I believe him. I'm not worried about Aubrey and Ford. I want you to leave this alone.
Joey, that sounds amazing.
So you do want to have kids?
Yes. I love that dream.
So, now while I'm on a roll, is there any way that I can convince you to raise our brood here? No, it's just that since I've been back, I've realized how much I've missed my sisters, my mom, and the whole community I have here.
Of course. Joey, we can live wherever you want, as long as we're together. Wait.
Why?
We only have 2 problems.
What are they?
Not what. Who? Your dad hates me. And so does Kelly. I am changing my gym membership.
Hi, Kelly. What happened?
Oh, what didn't happen?
Oh, does this have something to do with Aubrey, what's her name?
Wentworth, who was a big liar.
You know something? There's something I have to take care of. And in the meantime, Ford here knows some really interesting things about Aubrey. What's her name?
I know it must be tough for you, to live with them and them doubting you, but Aubrey, who cares? You're not marrying Kelly, you're not marrying my father, you're marrying me. I'm crazy about you. I love you, and that is all that matters.
But don't you want to work for your dad?
No, not if he's going to create problems for us. Besides, I want to be a photographer. I want to take pictures. I'm pretty sure the publisher of the Banner would hire me.
Your mom would be lucky to have you.
But I don't want our life together to be about me. I want you to be you. The same credible, sexy, fearless woman that I met. To have your own life. But I want you to be happy. All right, I will do anything to make that happen.
You are the most amazing man that I've ever met. No one has ever cared about me as much as you do. You're just so different than anyone I've ever known.
Paris? That's what it looks like.
Wow, they answered all the questions, so these paintings could be in Paris. So you thinking what I'm thinking? We both have a reason to go to the City of Lights now.
I do need to see Layla. I still don't know what happened between her and her boss. And if she can't come to Lambview, then I'll go to Paris.
Okay. I can find out who painted this and why Eli had it hidden away and didn't tell me about it.
That's right. And you can put them behind you and start over.
Thank you, Christian.
So, look at all those babies get the 2 of you in the mood?
What are you doing here?
Well, I heard about the 2 new additions to Joey's family. I thought I'd take a look.
There they are. Our 2 new, gorgeous baby nephews.
Now, Aubrey, I have never seen you so into anyone like you're into Joey.
Oh, I hope so. The feeling's mutual.
You never told me there were so many knockouts in Llanview. I met a girl at the gym today. She was just my type.
You know Aubrey, why doesn't that surprise me?
It was a long time ago.
I'll bet. You do get around, don't you?
I'd like not to get into it again. I'm sure Langston's heard enough already.
It's fine. Believe me, Go ahead. I have to go. I promised I'd meet Star at the library, so I'll see you later. Talk away.
So what do you have to say about Aubrey?
Well, not much. I met her in Venice a few years ago, and wasn't a big deal.
Wait a second. Do you
recognize this guy in the picture with Aubrey.
You flew into town last night and you already met someone? Wow, you move fast.
Just like you and Aubrey. Right, sis? I really like this girl. Looking forward to seeing her again.
Yeah, I recognize him. He was in Venice back then, too.
Is he Aubrey's brother?
Let's go.
I didn't want to hurt you or Bo. Clint forced me.
Ma'am.
Okay, you know what? Wait. Joey, just wait just a minute. Inez, did it ever occur to you to come to us to tell us that Clint was trying to do this to us? Did that ever cross your mind?
It did.
But you didn't. You didn't tell us. You just went ahead and tried to split Bo and I up because that's what you wanted. Well, I just hope that Clint and Bo can settle this without anyone else getting hurt.
Bo. What is it, Bo? Something wrong?